I have to premise this video with a confession that I hate musicals. Yes, I said it, I hate them. I've never understood why people feel the need to sing their dialogue or break into a flash mob choreography just to get their story or emotions across. I'm looking at you, Bollywood. Look, I know I started this video a little ranty and you probably think I'm gonna rant more about this Wicked Part 1. And yes, you heard me right, this is Part 1. They didn't mention that in the trailers, did they? Those sons of bitches. This is an origin story of the Wicked Witch of the West, and it reveals how Elphaba Thrupp and Glinda the Good Witch went from unlikely roommates to frenemies. Elphaba is born as a result of a mother's affair with a mystery man. Now I'm gonna dive straight in with a controversial question. Who out there believes the mystery man and father of Elphaba Thrupp is the Wizard of Oz? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm really interested in knowing what everyone else thinks about this. I do think it's kind of genius how they took what was on Broadway and found a nice way to translate it into the big screen successfully. They are going to milk so much cash out of this IP, and I respect that capitalism. And with that said, let's jump into the pros and cons, starting with cons. Con number 1. Now, I know Elphaba is green, but do we really need to focus on every single diversity character that ever existed? Forget the paraplegic, tell me where they found an Asian with curly ginger hair, because that's the wizardry we should really focus on. I know right now you're thinking, I've seen an Asian with ginger hair. Have you though? Really? Tell me, when? Con number 2. Michelle Yeoh is amazing, but she shouldn't be singing. And that's all the cons I have. Let's move over to pros. Pro number 1. The great performances from Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. They did a great job in my opinion, and I know they said some silly things on their press tour, but all that controversial talk is forgiven once you see their performances. I mean, it shows in the box office take-ins. Thank God. Pro number 2. The animatronics and puppetry was pretty amazing. I couldn't see where the puppetry ended and the CGI began. Pro number 3. The hilarious portrayal of Glinda and the obvious exaggeration of her ego and self-centeredness. To be honest, we all really know the villain is Glinda. You know that. Like, you know deep down inside, you know she's the villain. Pro number 4. The cameo of Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth, the OG Elphaba and Glinda from when Wicked stormed Broadway many years ago. It's great to still see them around. Before I wrap up, let's talk a little bit about the controversy surrounding Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo's bodies. Although I agree that those two need a few sandwiches, I'm just jealous that they can stick to the same weight loss routine. Or are they doing crack on this tour? It's crack, isn't it? I unfortunately cannot do crack because my doctor has this whole speech about not doing crack. She says it's not all it's cracked up to be. Here is an important thing to note. I watched this movie with a big fan of the musical, and they said, and I quote, "This is 1,000 times better than the musical theater." And that's gotta count for something, because I'm still annoyed from watching the Mean Girls musical. That, I did not appreciate that. I me no likey. I'm gonna go ahead and rate this movie at Defying Gravity 7 out of 10. It is colorful and pretty and entertaining. I just wish we didn't have to wait a year for part 2, and at the rate Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are going, they're gonna be dust.